me from Geneva in Italy, where a global summit to address global migration issues is taking place, is a senior special assistant to the human trafficking and illegal migration to Edo State Governor, Solomon Okoduwa. Solomon, good morning. It's good to have you join me from Geneva in Italy. Now, talk to us about the issue of migration and the debate going on there in Geneva. Now, what are the issues that participants are looking at when it comes to tackling this issue headlong?
Yeah, for me, it's an opportunity for us to address this issue globally, to see how we can bring the attention of the international community to the plight of Nigerians, that is the potential migrant who are leaving Nigeria out of desperation, and see how we can make migration for them as a way of aspiration. What they aspire to do in life, what they wish to do, not what they are, not out of desperation. So in our plenary yesterday, we were able to address that issue, and the authority here, they said they go to address and send a communique to the embassy to see how they can simplify some of their stringent rules that is making visa applicants, discourage of this. There are several efforts in getting into Schengen countries. So these are the things we were able to do yesterday, and and also to the migrants that are already in Italy here that came in illegally. Most of them also complain about, when we met them 3 days ago, they complain that yes, so some of us are graduates, some of us are, we have degrees. But when we came to this place, they told us to go back to their school. Yes, we understand that they need for them to learn their language, for them to properly fit into their system and improve their economy. But reducing their degree from Nigeria down to this place and asking them to BSc to come back to secondary school is somehow. So we were able to address that yesterday, and they told us what to do, how to regularize their Nigeria degree from that. That's how to authenticate the Nigeria degree from their state of origin.
Okay, Solomon, let me interrupt you a little bit. Solomon, let me interrupt you a little bit. If you can hear me, let me interrupt you a little bit. Now, the point there is, the challenge here that is of concern is the irregular migration, which a lot of people have tried to or concerned about. Now, when it comes to commitment, to seeing how it can be handled, the European Union, the IOM, they have all contributed one way or the other in the past to how to get solutions or bring solutions to these. At the summit, are there kind of commitments where the European Union is making, the IOM is making, the Nigerian government or even other governments are making to put a stop to irregular migration?
Yeah, like in my state, the governor of Edo State is very concerned about this very project, the very program he has identified with the problem here. And that is why you see the man in every forum, he has been able to say, yes, these are my people. And for this thing, although it has been on for a very long time, even my time, we won't stop it. So he has used his influence, his international contact to attract people down to Edo State to continue to address this. And one of those people that he has addressed is IOM. IOM now to speak under the leadership of His Excellency Mr. Godwin Obaseki have a base in Benin, and from that, those people that have been coming from Nigeria, they now have a resettlement place. The government has this, the IOM trained several of them and also empower them. So what this means is this: those people that have been coming in the past, that is from 2016, 2015, 2014, nobody seems to address that issue. And because of that, it fuels a lot of migration, because those people that have seen dollar, they have seen euro in foreign land, in other country, come to Nigeria without a dime. And because they could not, and they came back to Nigeria without 1 naira, and when they've seen dollar yesterday, they want to recoup orders to see how they can get their money back, to see how they can live. You know what it means for someone that lives in abroad to come to Nigeria without a dime? You know what it means for someone that have lived abroad to come to Nigeria without a roof to stay? You know what it means for someone that have counted dollars and to come to Nigeria, to be humiliated by parents, to saying that yes, he or she has fallen out of expectation.
All right, Solomon, I'm afraid we have to leave you here now.
The governor identified. I said no.
Okay, Solomon, we have to leave you here now. Thank you very much for your contribution on the program. Solomon Okoduwa is the Senior Special Assistant to the Edo State Governor on Human Trafficking. We thank him, and he was joining us from Geneva. Joining me now via Skype from Geneva, Italy, is a global summit to address global migration issues is taking place. Is the Senior Special Assistant to the Edo State Governor on Human Trafficking and Illegal Migration, Solomon Okoduwa. Now, Solomon, it's good to have you join me this morning. Now, Edo State, where you come from, and you have been involved in helping people settle, is one of the states with the highest number of irregular migrants from out of Nigeria into Europe and so on. Can you talk to us about some of the strategies put in place to reduce irregular migration?
Yeah, listen, thank you very much, Mr. Mike, for the opportunity. I want to quickly, give some of the highlights of the yesterday events in Geneva, and the strategy that we have adopted, and which was also universally accepted yesterday in the city of Geneva, is the keen Nigerian youths into meaningful venture, because these people, this Italian government, they've seen a lot of they showed a lot of concern. They showed a lot of commitment by receiving migrants, going to Mediterranean Sea to receive them, give them shelter. Now, and also they've been trying to secure the Mediterranean for quite some years now, and that has not been getting 100% result as expected. So what they want to do with us now, based on our proposal and our request, is to see how they can transfer investments into the sub-Saharan states, especially Nigeria and Edo State in particular, to engage people, for people to have that comparative advantage on, do I go to Italy through Sahara Desert when I know that what I'm going to be getting here will also be equal to what I'm going to get there. So these are the things we put in table for them, and honestly, God be the glory. Yesterday, after the plenary session, we went to the region of Lingura and the House of Assembly, just like the House of Assembly there, and first time, according to them, this thing has happened where almost all the political parties that were in the House that accepted the proposal in the area of agriculture to see how we can use agricultural value chain to reduce this trend. So right. It was a great move yesterday. It was witnessed with the Nigerian ambassador in Italy, His Excellency Ambassador Gina Yusuf, and Nigeria Community Association in Italy, and also the association in Geneva here.
All right,
so
Solomon,
it was a great.
Yes, Solomon, there's a lot of effort going into, just like you have told us from the summit and even from back home here in Nigeria. But in all of this, we still hear of people wanting to migrate irregularly. Can you talk to us about some of these things that are making people, when they know the dangers and the implications of it?
Yeah, people will always like to travel, to migrate. We are not telling people not to migrate. We are not telling them not to travel out of the country. The point here is this: if you want to travel in a more respectful way, travel in the right way. That is the message from the governor. That is the message from every concern in Nigeria. So we do not have a law that said on travel, but what we are letting them know, from church to church, from school to school, from month to month, from market to market, from one-on-one interaction and engagement with several people, is travel the right way, travel in a more dignified way. So now, for us to put this thing in a very good way, the governor of Edo State, like I said earlier, has attracted a lot of investors who are currently in Edo now, that want to see how they can put things in place that will make people to have that access to that. Is now what is going on now in Benin is not that it has never happened before. When migrants come to Edo, everybody they live a volatile life. Most of them, when you write with the previous administration will tell you that who sent them abroad.
All right, Solomon, I'm afraid I have to end it here now. Solomon, I'm afraid I have to end it here now due to lack of time. Thank you very much for your time on the program. Solomon Okoduwa is the Senior Special Assistant to the Edo State Governor on illegal migration.